It's 8 weeks out from the Manchester Marathon and I'm injured, again. Last year I broke my neck and wrist in a hard fall on Ben Nevis. I'm Colin, by the way. As I slowly healed, I set an ambitious goal to run Manchester in under 3 hours. Now my body's broken down again, a protest at the 60-mile weeks I've been hammering to try to get back in shape. So come along with me for a realistic week of marathon training, where I'll try to get this marathon block back on track, and by the end of the week I'll get the physio's view on whether I can make the start line. So this has just arrived. It's my number for the Inverness Half Marathon. The race is in 2 weeks and it's supposed to be my first tune-up race for the Manchester Marathon, so this is where I get to practice my race day routine with all the kit and fueling and so on. I've been looking forward to this race for months. I want to be on the start line really badly, but I'm struggling to even walk right now, never mind run. The injury that's taken me down is swelling and soreness around my big toe joint. I'm pretty sure it's an overuse injury from weeks of heavy miles. I'd been super consistent in January, running 6 days a week and clocking between 52 and 56 miles. My toe started to get sore, but instead of backing off, I wanted to complete my allotted 63 miles that week. Maybe I'll start cross training next week, I thought. But that decision was taken out of my hands after an 8-mile run when my foot swelled up massively and my toe locked out. I could barely walk and running was out of the question. The pain was waking me up at night and bothering me throughout the day. I'm following the Fitzinger 1870 plan, which calls for 18 weeks of training, topping out at up to 70 miles a week. This week the plan calls for 6 runs. It's got 2 key sessions, a 14-mile medium long run and a 21-mile long run at the weekend, for a total of 64 miles of running plus strength and conditioning. But for 3 weeks now I've done no running at all while my foot's swollen and painful. I'm dying to get back to running, but I need to be smart about this, and unfortunately that means cross-training for a while. My mind's been spinning with the possibilities. Is this a stress fracture? Will I make my first tune-up race? Will I even make the marathon in April? To stop myself from spiralling, I'm trying something new, daily habit tracking in this journal. Each day I'm going to give myself a score for how I did on 8 metrics: sleep, training, fueling, recovery, diet, hydration, alcohol, and time outside. If I did well, I'll fill in the full circle. If I made some progress, I'll do half. Or if I did badly, I'll leave the circle blank. By the end of the week, I'll have a quick visual overview of what's going well and where I need to focus more. The gym's basically my second home at the moment. Monday's my recovery day, so I like to do strength training then. I start off with a core workout, then do some upper and lower body strength exercises. The goal here isn't to get jacked, it's to be strong enough to run the marathon without my form breaking down. I'm still dealing with some pain in my foot, so I need to keep on top of it. I've been using my time in the gym to watch a lot of YouTube. I find it really inspiring to see how other creators make content, and it helps the time pass quickly. It definitely starts to feel a bit like Groundhog Day after a while. Filming yourself in a public pool is pretty awkward. I find it hard to get a good workout from swimming, but it's really good for recovery or a more gentle workout. At this point in the block, I'm supposed to be working on my lactate threshold. I did the best I could on the elliptical. took a rest day on Friday, then on Saturday I finally saw daylight in the beautiful Scottish Highlands. All this cross training at the gym can get a bit monotonous, so I've come down the coast a little bit for a cycle. I'm going to head into Glencoe. It's a beautiful day today. I moved to the Highlands 4 years ago, and lately I feel like I haven't been making the most of it. Having places like this on my doorstep is a privilege, and getting out for this bike ride was just what I needed. Bikes are so fucking good, man. Love it. On Sunday it was back to the gym for more cardio, and that wrapped up my week of training. So that's it, it's the end of the week, it's Sunday. I've managed to get in 5 hours of cross training and 1 strength session. So compared to the 63 miles on my training programme, it's not equivalent, and I don't think it's going to replace that kind of training stimulus. But looking at the stats, I seem to have been able to maintain my fitness while I've been injured. So that's probably about as good as I could have expected. I've been tracking each day in my journal, so that's been giving me a good overview of how the days are going and how I'm spending my time, and then anything I need to be working on. So now it's 1 week until the Inverness half marathon, which means it's 7 weeks until the Manchester marathon. I'm going back to the physio first thing tomorrow morning, so I should find out how the injury's looking and if I've got a chance to run in Inverness in a week's time. But actually, towards the end of this week, my toe has started to feel a little bit better, so I think there's still a small chance that I make the race. So now I just need to hope it's good news tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. So I've just seen the physio. Basically just sort of confirms what I already know. My big toe joint is just very stiff and kind of locked up and a bit angry. So to cut to the chase, I'm not going to be able to run the Inverness half marathon this week, which I'm really quite disappointed about. I'm coming out feeling a little bit dejected, if I'm honest, but I've been given some exercises to do and it's really just about getting the toe moving from this point, and I'm going to come back on Friday for a bit more work. I think I just need to be a bit patient with it. So I'll be in Inverness this weekend, watching the race, not running it, unfortunately. So my next video will be a race video from Inverness Half Marathon. If you want to see that, please give it a like and hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.